Have you ever thought that some of the foods you eat every day might actually be making your arthritis worse? You're doing your best, staying active, eating what you think is healthy, maybe even taking supplements, but the stiffness, swelling, and pain still don't seem to go away. What if I told you there are 3 common ingredients that could be quietly adding fuel to the fire in your joints every single day? In this video, we're going to reveal the top 3 ingredients that are secretly making your arthritis worse. These aren't unusual or tricky to find foods, they're sitting in your kitchen, right under your nose. Don't worry, this isn't about strict diets or feeling guilty. It's about understanding what's really going on and making simple swaps that help your body heal. So, grab a warm drink, get comfortable, and let's talk about the foods that might be holding you back and what you can enjoy instead to feel better. Have you ever noticed your pain gets worse after certain meals? Could one of these 3 ingredients be the hidden cause? Number 1. Trans fats. Now let's talk about another hidden danger for your joints, trans fats. Do you know what they are? Many people don't, but they can quietly make your arthritis much worse. Trans fats are the bad kind of fats your body really doesn't want. Not all fats are bad. In fact, some, like the healthy fats in salmon, olive oil, or avocados, can fight inflammation. But trans fats? They do the exact opposite. Think of them as tiny troublemakers wearing a disguise. They're man-made fats, created through something called hydrogenation, which turns healthy vegetable oil into a solid fat. Why would food companies do this? Because it helps food stay fresh longer and gives them a texture that many people have come to expect and enjoy. But here's the problem, your body doesn't see these fats as normal food. Instead, it reacts like it's under attack. When you eat trans fats, your body releases chemicals like C-reactive protein, CRP, that cause inflammation. And if you already have arthritis, that's like throwing gasoline on a fire. Your joints swell more, the cartilage feels more strain, and you end up with more stiffness, pain, and discomfort, sometimes hours after eating. Worse still, trans fats don't just cause inflammation, they also stop your body's natural healing process. So instead of your body cooling down the fire, it stays burning. Over time, this doesn't just harm your joints, it's also linked to heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and more. Where are they hiding? They're in more foods than you think. Cookies, cakes, pastries, fried foods like French fries and donuts, margarine, vegetable shortening, frozen pizzas, microwave popcorn, and many packaged snacks. And here's the sneaky part, even if a label says 0 grams trans fat, it might still have some. If a serving has less than 0.5 grams, companies can legally round it down to 0. That means you could be eating them without knowing. So how do you spot them? Always check the ingredient list. If you see the words partially hydrogenated oils, that's your red flag. Put it back on the shelf. What can you eat instead? You don't have to give up flavor to protect your joints. Use healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil in moderation, or grass-fed butter. Eat avocados, which are full of joint-friendly fats. Snack on walnuts, chia seeds, or flax seeds for a natural boost of omega-3s. Even for snacks, you have tasty options, roasted chickpeas, air-popped popcorn, or a small piece of dark chocolate with low sugar. And here's some good news, your taste buds adapt fast. Within a few weeks of cutting out trans fats, you might notice less bloating, less stiffness, more energy, and even better sleep. Imagine waking up without that heavy, achy feeling in your joints. How good would that feel? Your joints respond to what you feed them. Remove the foods that harm them, and You're giving your body a chance to repair and protect itself. Plus, you'll also be helping your heart, balancing your blood sugar, and supporting your overall health. Here's my challenge for you. Tonight, open your pantry. Check the snacks you eat most. Do any have partially hydrogenated oils in the ingredients? If yes, swap them for healthier options next time you shop. It might feel like a small change, but your joints will thank you for it in a big way. You deserve to feel good. You deserve days where pain doesn't control you. And avoiding trans fats is one simple step toward a more active, comfortable life. Number 2. Refined sugar. All right, friends, let's have an honest talk about something sweet, maybe a little too sweet. We're talking about refined sugar. Now, before you start throwing away every cookie in your house, let's slow down. This isn't about guilt or shame. It's about learning what's really going on inside your body, especially if you live with arthritis or any kind of joint pain. It's about knowing how even small food choices can make a big difference in how you feel. So, ready to dive in? You know that little burst of happiness you get when you bite into a donut or sip on a fizzy soda? That's sugar giving you a quick boost of energy. And let's be honest, it tastes amazing, right? But what happens after that sweet moment is where the real trouble starts, especially for your joints. Here's the thing most people don't realize: refined sugar is one of the biggest triggers of inflammation in your body. And arthritis? Well, that's already an inflammatory condition. So eating sugar is kind of like pouring gasoline on a small fire. It might seem harmless at first, but soon those flames grow, and the pain gets worse. When you eat sugar, your blood sugar level shoots up. Then, your body releases insulin to bring it back down. Sounds simple, right? But this constant spike and crash causes your body to make inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. These little troublemakers head straight to your joints and say, "Let's make things harder here." The result? More swelling, more stiffness, and that deep, nagging ache that makes things like opening jars or climbing stairs so much tougher. And it's not just about pain. Refined sugar also makes it easier to gain weight. Extra weight puts more stress on your knees, hips, and back. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every day. You'd feel it in every step. That's exactly what happens to your joints when your body is carrying extra pounds. More sugar, more inflammation. More pain, less movement. See the cycle? But here's the sneaky part: sugar isn't only in sweets or candy. It hides in everyday foods you might think are healthy. Ketchup? Yep. Salad dressing? Definitely. Granola bars? Sometimes they have more sugar than a cookie. Even low-fat yogurt often has spoonfuls of added sugar just to make it taste better. So, what can you do? First, be aware. Start reading labels, not to stress yourself out, but to give yourself power over your choices. Watch for words like sucrose, high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose. If it ends with O's, it's probably sugar. Even something fancy sounding like organic cane juice is still sugar in disguise. This doesn't mean you have to cut sugar out of your life completely. That's not realistic for most people. Instead, try small swaps. Craving something sweet? Grab fruit, like apple slices with almond butter or a handful of berries. They taste sweet, but they also give your body vitamins and fiber instead of just empty calories. When baking, try natural sweeteners like dates, raw honey, or pure maple syrup. They're still sugar, so keep them in moderation, but they won't spike your blood sugar as quickly as refined white sugar. And here's something exciting: once you cut back on refined sugar, your taste buds change. Foods that used to taste just okay suddenly taste sweeter. Your energy feels steadier. And your joints? They might start to feel less stiff and achy. Many people are surprised at how much their body thanks them for making the change. I've heard people say, "I didn't realize how much sugar was hurting me until I stopped." And that's the truth: sugar's damage is slow and sneaky. You might not feel it after one cookie, but over weeks and months, it chips away at your joint health, your energy, even your mood. So, if you have arthritis, whether it's osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or another type, refined sugar is something you can start cutting back on today. Number 3. Refined carbohydrates. You know them well: soft white bread, fluffy pasta, pastries, crackers, and even some breakfast cereals. They're tasty, they're quick, and they feel comforting. But here's the thing: if you're living with arthritis, these foods might be quietly making your pain worse every single day. Why? Because refined carbs go through heavy processing that removes their natural fiber, vitamins, and minerals. What's left is a fast-burning starch that your body quickly turns into sugar. And remember, more sugar often means more inflammation. So, even if you're avoiding sweets, a big plate of white pasta or a bowl of instant rice can raise your blood sugar just as quickly as a sugary dessert, and trigger the same swelling in your joints. If this video helped you understand how food affects your joints, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend who might need this, and don't forget to subscribe for more simple, natural tips on living better with arthritis.